26th. We have some students that will be calling down this morning and after school that received prizes from yesterday's wellness fair. We appreciate everyone's help and cooperation with having the wellness fair be a huge success again this year. At this time, I would ask everyone please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Donna Rogers, and Brat Pack at Fort Riley Middle School was my crazy idea. My father was in Vietnam, was in the Navy, and I was born at Balboa Naval Hospital. What's been going on with our children? We've been at war for, at this time, more than 10 years, and they've said goodbye to their father or mother, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. There isn't ever any closure, because Dad comes home and then you have the homecoming and you act like it never happened for a year. And then they get deployed again and you have to go through the mourning process again. And then you put your life on hold during the whole deployment because you don't want to get too happy, because what if he does die? What if he does get hurt? But then you can't think about it. So you live in this limbo the whole time that they're gone, painting a brave face to everybody who asks how you're doing. You say fine when you're not really fine, until they get home again. And then you take the day of breath and you go on, and then it happens again. And I realized that if I, as a military spouse, was feeling this way, and I was able to put it to what the kids were going through, and that's what I said, we've got to do something.
What's a day in the life of a military brat, would you say?
Almost like our regular kids, except it can get a little frustrating at times, because you don't know what's going to happen. Like if your father or mother's away, they might not come back, or they might come back and you just don't know, so it's frustrating.
Well, basically it's like if you have, if before your parents or one of your parents deploys and he works at a certain job, he might not be home every night, so you might want to spend a little bit of time. And what I went through 2 days ago, I wanted to stay here in Fort Riley, but my dad ended up telling us that we had to move to Hawaii August 10th. So we have to pack up and leave.
I would describe a military brat as being very resilient, especially working with the middle school students. These students have had to deal with much more than most kids outside of the military have to deal with parents being gone, having to move all the time. There are a lot of emotions that come along from parents being deployed, and at the middle school level, they like to tuck it away and not deal with it. So what we're trying to do is give them a safe place to start dealing with those emotions and working through it, so they become a little bit more resilient and adaptable when they need to be. All right, does it make a difference where your family member is located? Some dads and moms and dads are going to Iraq. Some go to Afghanistan, some go to Kuwait, some just kind of go to Washington, D.C., to support it. So does it make a difference where your mom or dad goes when they're gone?
No. It's just hard.
Okay.
I know my dad's leaving soon.
I know, it kind of stings. My husband's going to be going out with him. It's hard. It's hard to think about that. We try not to, and then the day comes, right? Working on a military installation in a school, it can be tough all around, and you see that with our kids because, the Army isn't, they have their schedule, and they have to get people where they need to be, and sometimes it's uprooting families in the middle of the school year. And that's tough. It's tough for a student to come in and integrate within a new year, or in the middle of a year, pick up where they're at in academics and drive on. And I have to give a lot of kudos to military students for doing that, because they have to do that much more than we would like. And, you know, it's just, that's one of the unique aspects of working on a military installation. It's just the transitions that we have to go through all the time. We have such a mobile community that, you know, and it's kind of sad because we don't get to watch them grow as long as we would like to. And it's always fun when we do get to reconnect with a former student to see how they're doing. Because you don't track them like you do in a regular small community, or, you know, just a city, even a big city where you just don't have the mobile community that's in place here. So I just have to, you know, salute those students, because they are, you know, they're little heroes too.
And give me a roar.